while national identification number and the database is the primary one in the country that each and every institution should make reference to NIMSI. And you can understand this if you look at the board of NIMSI, you will discover that NIMSI is the primary database. So this is to show you that it is the primary database that each and every institution should make reference to. That is why when it comes to data protection regulation, we are in the forefront in Africa today. The level of our security in all our databases is 99.9% today, or at least minimum 99%. There is no database that is 100% secured. The highest you can go, I think we are there with all sense of humility. That is why we don't have any complaint, and we came up with Nigeria Data Protection Regulation that we always enforce, and this is applicable to the database at our disposal.
That was the Minister for Communications, Dr. Isa Ali Pantami. There. Welcome back. He was saying we are considering replacing the bank verification numbers with a national identity number. Pantami disclosed this while briefing journalists after a facility tour and inspection of the ongoing NIN enrollment exercise at NIMSI and other designated centers in Abuja. Tunde Onokoya, I want to look at it from the idea, from the lens of policy formulation and policy somersaults. What do you see here?
It's I think it's a good idea to want to strengthen the national identification number. Maybe it ends up becoming something like the social security number that's allocated to an average American. There are multiple benefits that should come out of having that number, and it should also ease a lot of things. You see, but the challenge I have with the way things are done around this country is that oftentimes there's no clarity. There's a lot of guesswork. Somebody decided at some point that for security purpose, we should change the number plates we're installing on cars, and even went ahead to say that people that had the old number should come for the new ones. I think it was the National Assembly and the courts that eventually said, keep your old number.
Yes.
And one of the things we've realized over time is that that database that was put together for the old numbers were nowhere to be found. So verification of the old numbers became almost impossible. Only the new numbers are verifiable. And which suggests that
couldn't that have been deliberate?
I mean, it had happened before the new ones even came on stream now. So it's not a new thing. So for me, it's more of, let's be consistent. I have a problem with going to I shouldn't go to the immigration office and somebody is still asking me some certain details that my NIN should provide to them the moment I give them that information. I shouldn't go to the bank and have to fill the same form over and over and over again at every government agency I meet. If NIN is what government wants to harmonize all forms of identity with, let us by all means go ahead and do that. However, we are hoping there will not be a policy somersault somewhere down the line because there has not been proper provision of NIN registration for Nigerians.
Okay.
Today, the easiest way government could have achieved that is that at birth, the moment a child is delivered and they are getting their birth certificate, they should be able to get their NIN almost immediately. Okay. If you're unable to do that, then how do you then harmonize this database?
So I'll go to Michael, and my reason is because I want him to look at it from the position of, having a central database. Part of the argument of Pantami is that BVN is a banker's policy, while NIN is a law.
BVN is a banker's policy. You see, it's something very funny about this minister is talking like someone who just came from Pakistan.
What do you mean?
A banker's
Why
policy.
the choice of Pakistan, though?
Banker's policy. Hold on. Banker, who owns the bank? Is it me? that man is talking as if, just as we have been saying, that there is a disconnect between all the agencies of government, particularly this current administration. When you were, I was hoping that they would show the face of the CBN governor at that time to say bankers' policy is just like me saying here that it is Lagelu policy. Who owns Lagelu FM? Who owns Splash FM? Come on. How can we be having, some assaulting rationality in this nation in 2021? I keep saying it
because you said the BVN is a regulator's policy, while NIN is a law.
Please, whose agenda is the CBN pursuing at every point in time?
Whose agenda? Is it not the government's agenda of making sure that we know those who are behind these bank accounts? So, if you are saying that,
or is CBN privately owned?
Or is CBN a private company? Okay, so but let's take it for granted that he didn't remember to look at the memo. The fact is that even the NIN that he is talking about, they have not registered 50 million people. This, as of today, the 11th of February 2021, they have not registered 50 million people.
Yes, we have about 200 million.
We have over 206 million people.
I don't know how we got to that figure.
We don't even know how our number.
Yeah, we are still playing with projections. Even the BVN is not more than 40 million.
40 million, yeah.
So, but I want to take it for granted that he is making sense partially, that we need to have people covered in the database. But just like you were saying, that thing had gone wrong from day one. If you had wanted to register Nigerians as of law, because he was referring to law, of course I know that I think it's the law was the NIMC Act of 2007 or so.
2007.
Yeah, that the law says that they have to open and manage a national register. Of course, we agree that it is law. But then, why is the government also breaching its own laws? Because if you say that it is compulsory for you to register as a Nigerian, then I have to kill myself to register? No. So you were asking the question earlier about, okay, it was Tunde who said that at birth. I remember I did a chain of tweets on it. I was asking the question, there are many people in this country who are not Nigerians. They are just Nigerians by assumption. Because many people only go to ask for their national population certificate when they are going to register for JAMB. So someone would have been 17 years before realizing that I'm not a Nigerian.
Before the state or before the nation is able to capture the person.
To recognize that you exist.
Yeah.
So I was saying in the tweet, let me just say my own solution right now. I was saying in the tweet, let's assume that it is late now, but let's reckon that there are children who will be born tomorrow. So let's make provision to start capturing children who will be born tomorrow.
And give them their number.
And let them have their NIN immediately.
So my own children, the hospital where they were delivered, my own hospital, I collected the population commission certificate when we went for immunization. I just discovered that they had a desk for.
They do.
So why not make it?
You just discovered.
Yeah, I just discovered.
So do you think every Nigerian knows that there is a desk?
But nobody has demanded it from them now. So
nobody has demanded it from them. This hospital, I'm saying, they probably did it as their own initiative.
Shouldn't it be something that every Nigerian knows that every child that is given birth to in the country must be captured?
What is the benefit of being captured?
What's the benefit of being captured?
Are you putting the question back to me?
Yes.
Tunde will help you out.
I wish I could. See, it's very challenging. It's very challenging because don't forget that in this same Nigeria, we still have a lot of ungoverned spaces.
Wow. In Nigeria?
Everywhere. What I mean by that is we have so many areas that are not covered by any hospital. We have so many places where they haven't the slightest idea that there's anything called police station.
So they have a zero.
There is absolutely no presence of government in those places.
So they can give birth to children and they will never be captured by government.
By nobody.
From birth
no
to
record
death.
at all.
So where do you place those people? You see, I can understand what
are they stateless?
That's what
Technically, yeah.
Technically, yeah. That's what it means. You see, all these, biometric registrations, whether it's BVN or NIN, the idea is to, ensure that we have a database, know who we are, who has died, who is alive, and so much. But the truth is, we have no adequate provision to take care of the logistics. In Oyo State, for example, I know the kind of challenges that they're going through. Sometimes, scratch that. Most times, you have to peddle influences to get things done, especially regarding this, NIN registration. You have to know somebody, you have to be able to call somebody, you have to go under a particular, umbrella for you to be able to do it.
And they are also constrained. Extremely constrained.
You don't want to know the number of, machines we have in operation in your state. At this rate that we are doing it, we can't even finish it this year.
No. We're looking at, I think the vision should be for 2030.
Really? Remember, there's a deadline.
And you can use your mobile phone until 2030,
exactly.
Right?
Let's guys, I think we need to start looking at a number of things, and let's start being honest with ourselves here.
Yeah.
If you think that the government actually cares about any of these things, I think you're deceiving yourself. If a government can stop sales of SIM cards, do you know what it means to stop sales of SIM cards in terms of the trickle down of the economy of a country during a pandemic?
Even the business.
These guys are not even advertising anymore because there is no way you can capture new markets and new customers. So there's no advert. The advert agencies are not getting anything.
So people have lost their jobs.
People have lost their jobs on these things. And then even if you lose your SIM card today, you can't make any progress on it. You can't do anything. So don't for 1 second think that government actually cares about whether you have to do this or not.
The fact that I need to guard jealously my phone.
Yes, you have to. You lose it now, you're in big trouble. Do you know what it means that? Do you know what it means? Do you know what it means for telecom operators not to be able to get new subscribers for months? In terms of what it means to the economy of the country, unemployment, even the bottom line of those companies, the advertising agencies, the guys that put their billboards all over the place, the guys that sell their recharge cards, the guys that do registration for them. Yeah. And you think this government actually cares about that? Please.
Okay. I don't know how we are going to approach the solution, but
no, we sue.
The commission, we sue. We sue who?
We sue the government.
Okay. The commission.
Like Femi Falana said, which of the judgment do we intend to enforce? Can we just keep suing?
Okay. Now, the function and power of the NIMC is interesting. The commission shall create, manage, maintain, and operate the National Identity Database.
See, you keep reading this thing.
We've had it before.
We know that's
2007.
That is what the law, empowers them to do. The question is, are they capable of doing it? From the reality on ground,
maybe we need to ask the real question.
We cannot. I'm just being modest by saying we can't finish it this year. The truth is, we can't finish it in 5 years if we continue at this rate.
I said 2030.
By what is going on today?
Are you going to make 50% of our people, incommunicado? Are you going to render them?
Let's get this.
Are you going to shut them out?
Let's ask a question. What was the budget for NIMC last year? Between 2007 and now, what has been the annual budget for NIMC, and what has been done with that budget?
Let's hear from people at home. Hello, good evening. It's gone 0809 155 1055, 0805 699 8678, and 0706 949 3000. If you want to be part of it, we'd like to hear from you. Yes.
To where now? But what is the federal government's budget for NIMC for 2021? Even though they know this policy.
Remember,
and how much of it has been released?
Hello, good evening.
How much of it has been disbursed to them?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Oluwaseun is my name.
Welcome today.
Yeah, interesting conversation you guys are having there. And I support the position of Tunde Onakoya. We need to harmonize the database. And I could see that something is really missing in Nigerian government. It's like there's nobody that has ever attended or attempted to have what we call project management. Every project, every policy you need to execute, you have to analyze. So you have BVN, you have NIN, then very soon INEC will come out, and you begin to see that we just have this data flying all over, that a single Nigerian can have multiple identity with all of these registrations flying around. You know? And what Tunde, Mr. Michael, right? Michael. Olawuwo, okay. No, Tunde, no, Michael, yeah.
Oh, okay, Michael.
Said about
Olatunbosun.
Olatunbosun, sorry. Said about this national population, and I think it's a particular certificate was made compulsory for me during my own childbirth, actually, because the hospital actually pointed to us that immediately the children were delivered that we should go there and register and all, and we were given the certificate. You see, that certificate is like old banking system. It's not populated. If they want to find any detail about my children now, they still have to go there. I don't know, because you cannot
don't
go
you
to
even
Abuja
think
and
that
request for that
wherever
number.
they kept those things, something had eaten them up?
You understand? So why can't we have one single database where, you can as well request for your driver license, you can request for your voter card from that single database, your banking system, everything about you. Once you offend, once you violate law anywhere you are in Nigeria, any name or ID card or number they pull on their system, every detail about you comes up. But you see, the issue is that every project comes with a very big budget, and guys are already thinking about how their families will, get out of it. So they go to bring technology,
Thank
bring
you very
ICT,
much. Thank you, sir.
bring new registration, bring all of this. That's why we have everything decided. Single project management. Just go, okay, this is what we want to do. Let us analyze it. What's the possible outcome? The benefit, what could go wrong? What will the effect on the economy? You analyze everything, but no, Nigeria. That's why a small girl was joking and said in Nigeria, to arrest a culprit, beat that person until that person agrees to the crime. There's no investigation. There's no analysis. There's no feasibility study.
Oh, God. Thank
It's
you.
difficult to live in this country.
I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then you'll be like, see, just go and talk to Michael. And they'll be like, okay, Michael, you to come and receive cane. And then, I'm telling you.
And then you confess.
Somebody just has to confess. They'll tell you, see, we have to punish somebody.
Let's see. Who is there? Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Thank you for joining us. What's the name and where are you calling from? Let's make it brief, please.
Tunde is my name from Old Ife Road.
Welcome.
And I appreciate each and every one of you over there. May the good God continue to give you wisdom and knowledge and understanding.
Amen. Thank you.
I think if we have to hit the nail on the head, Nigeria's situation is a very laughable matter. Look, for me, as far as I'm concerned, I think all over the world, what they said about governance is that governance is a serious business. But it is not like that in this country. And that was why the society are so reluctant when anything come out from the government. Everybody just said, look, I don't think I have time for this. Let me talk about the recent one. How can you see that? Okay, during the time of a late Afolabi, when they say they want to go for this NIM or whatever, we also saw how that thing collapsed and it ended there. And suddenly some people just stand up again because they want to make money. They introduce another one. Do you know, since 2014, I did my registration in Lagos. Up to this present moment I'm talking about, I've not got mine. I only have this slip. So once government bring it, because governance here is not a serious minded, it's not being run by serious minded people. For me, I used to talk about Nigeria governance as it is all on trial by error basis, both at the federal, state, and at the local government level.
That's sad.
And everything is in shambles. Now, how can you take a serious government who said about a few months ago that NIM, they have to stop the selling of Ereka and blah, 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 blah. Now come out again and I was just wondering when the minister was just talking. Are these people, do they even think they are talking to animals or what? Look, may God just help us until when there is seriousness in governance in this country. Before things happen, how many people do you think have been registered on this NIM? Out of 200 plus? And those that even the highest percentage of those that are registered have not even got for the past 4 or 5 years, have not even got the so-called. Look, my brother, may God just help us in this country.
Thank you very much, Amen. Thank you so much. Much appreciation to you. Maybe just one more, and that's it. That's it. Who's there? Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Evening, sir. Thank you for joining us.
I'm Alhaji Chief Sulaiman Oladipo Bolarinwa.
You're welcome.
Thank you. You see, I am happy one of the discussants they have mentioned that this issue of NIN cannot be fully accomplished in the next 5 years. You see, I look around, and what will they have? They will continue to get fake submissions. Now they are now talking of BVN. You see, it is better to give a longer time and make many avenues for registration so that they will get at least more than 75% of the population. They may not be 100%, capture 100% of the Nigerian population. But if they have one single database, this NIA, let it continue and they give it more time. People are, because of the condition that governs it, people will do it. Nobody wants to use his SIM card or means of communication. You see, some people are already submitting their BDM even before they are considering sending it. So I would suggest that they extend it by at least the end of this year and make many avenues for people to go and register.
All right,
thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being there. We appreciate you. All right, so let's close on this one. I mean, that's it. All right, so
I think the question is, why does the government need to enforce everything in Nigeria? And none of the policies they want us to key into is something that is ever attractive to us. Why is it that bad?
It's because the government has not been communicating.
And it's because the government is refusing to get stakeholders to buy into almost anything they want to do. So we're like people that government says, I must force you to do everything, because they never sell the benefits to us. And that is because we know that when they attempt to sell the benefit to us, we know it's a lie.
That's why you ask the question, what is the need for them?
What's in it?
Tunde,
there's a big budget for this. The Honorable Minister for Communication and Digital Economy, also wants to lay down the marker that this was done under me, regardless of how it pans out.
Yeah.
My own take will be that NIM is actually very good.
Yeah, that's where I started from.
We can't have a society where people cannot be, properly identified.
Yeah.
A situation where somebody can just buy a SIM card, use it for whatever you want to use it, and then throw it away is unsafe for any country. I will suggest that this exercise is allowed to at least run for 1 year. Within that 1 year, they have to make available a massive number of
build capacity.
Build capacity.
That's a word.
That's a
Get
capacity.
ad hoc staff, like the way INEC does things. Get them, let them be available. Everywhere. It shouldn't be a privilege to get registered for them. Let them be available in all strategic places, motor parks, shops, worship centers, almost everywhere. And let bring other stakeholders in. Michael said something about communication.
Yes.
You need to, there is a way, maybe because they have nothing to sell, by their own reckoning. They don't see, advocacy as something that they should do. They need to carry.
All right.
In contemporary parlance, they say Lori Euro.
Well, you have come again.
I'm telling you.
We need name.
But please, let me just comment on this. You see, let me comment on this. We need to understand that NIN is beyond SIM card registration.
Of course, it's not.
And I'm trying to emphasize that.
I want you to talk to you.
Go ahead,
so that if you look at the act that established it, very fine,
Very beautiful.
document.
Yeah.
See, the board comprises of INEC, NHIS, FRSC, Federal Inland Revenue Service, National Pensions Commission, Nigerian Police Force, Immigration Service, National Population Commission, CBN, SSS, EFCC.
There you have it.
But you see,
all of these are supposed to be.
Do the board ever get constituted? Who are the members of that board?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. This eventually, when it's over, will just be an instrument of control, which is fine. Don't think like in other climes where social security numbers
Because that's how I was going.
are also used to provide certain benefits.
Benefits, exactly.
Nigeria is not likely going to.
Also, you go into some countries. You go into some countries.
So today, guys, you just broke my heart. Let's stop. Before you break it further. Thank you very much. I'll take a break. When I come back, I have just 10 minutes and then we're done here. Good evening. Thank you for being there.
Charles! Yes, Mommy? Go and bring 2 sachets of hyper bleach for me. Why 2? Because I'm using one to soak the whites and using one to kill all the germs. But I can't see any germs here. They are so tiny you can't see them. But they are there. And that is why I trust only hyper bleach to kill them all.
Make your white fabrics whiter and your household free of illness causing germs and viruses with the disinfecting power of hypo bleach.
Oh, babe, how is this Valentine going to be?
Baby, this Valentine is for just the 2 of us. Thanks to Samsung.
Come on, don't keep all the juicy details. Tell me something.
Stand a chance to win a weekend getaway with Bay this Valentine and get instant 5,000 naira discount when you buy any Samsung Galaxy A31, A51, A71, and S20 FE. Hurry now while stock lasts. Promo runs till February 7th, 2021. Let me get going. Just the 2 of us.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey dey use comfort?
No, dear. Now, hole for teeth they cause most tooth pain will be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, take brush every day. The confirmed formula could help keep natural calcium inside our teeth. We could protect them from tooth decay.
Time don't reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate. Because Colgate locks calcium in.
Now, the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
When we enter the place, we feel less. We feel less. We feel no one, we feel less. Got the energy, we feel less. We feel less. Forever, yeah, we feel less. More positive, more feel less. Got the energy, we feel less.
Fearless energy drink comes in 2 exciting flavors, classic and red berry. So when you need that refreshing, energy-boosting beverage, drink Fearless. Fearless, energy of Nigeria.
Energy, we feel less.
Amatem soft gel wà fún ìtọ́jú àrùn ibà tí ara rẹ kò bá yá lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ mẹ́ta lọ rí dókítà rẹ.
Iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná a máa fúnni ní ìmọ́lẹ̀ a sì máa mú ìdẹ̀rùn wá láti wá dènà ìjàmbá iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná. Ojúlówó wáyà tàbí kébù ló yẹ ká fi fa iná nínú ilé, lọ́fíìsì àti nínú ìlú. Purochem wires and cables ní àwọn ilé-iṣẹ́ mọ̀nàmọ́ná àti àwọn agbaṣẹ́ṣe yàn láàyò. Ojúlówó ni, kì í bó lára, kò kì í jóná àbáàdì, kì í kán sínú, ó sì fini lọ́kàn balẹ̀. Ìdí nìyí tí Standard Organization of Nigeria fi fòǹtẹ̀tẹ̀ tí Nigeria Electrical Contractors náà fi dìbò fún. Bí copper cable ṣe wà ní aluminium cable ń bẹ nípele lówó tí kò gún pa. Purochem wires and cables tó jẹ́ ọ̀kan lára àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ Kaman ló ń ṣe ojúlówó wires and cable jáde. Olú ilé-iṣẹ́ Purochem wires and cables limited wà ní Afrin's compound Fort Gate No. 122/132 Oṣòdì Apapa Expressway Ìyànà Ìsọlọ̀ bus stop Lagos. Ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wọn ní 080-803-23257. Purochem wires and cables. Ìrọ̀rùn fi iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná.
hello ìkéde pàtàkì lélẹ́yìí o fún ẹ̀yin oníbàárà wa ọ̀wọ́n tí ẹ kò tí ì ní NIN tàbí tí ẹ kò tí ì so NIN yín pọ̀ mọ́ àwọn ìlà MTN yín gẹ́gẹ́ bí àṣẹ láti NCC MTN yóò máa so National Identification Number NIN yín pọ̀ mọ́ àwọn ìdánilólobó àkọsílẹ̀ ìforúkọ síìmù yín tẹ́ ẹ ti pèsè tẹ́lẹ̀ kó lè rọ̀ yín lọ́rùn ọ̀nà méjì rèé láti ṣe é. Ìkíní ẹ lọ sórí My MTN app. Ìkejì ẹ pè *785*NIN#. Tí ẹ kò bá ní NIN ẹ lọ sí www.nimc.gov.ng láti ṣàwárí ibùdó ìforúkọsílẹ̀ tó súnmọ́ yín láti forúkọsílẹ̀. Ẹ jọ̀wọ́ ẹ rántí yàtọ̀ sí ìlà tí ẹ fi ń pè gangan ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ so NIN yín pọ̀ mọ́ gbogbo ìlà yín yòókù àti àwọn síìmù dátà yín bíi MiFi, iNetflix àti àwọn mìíràn tí ẹ máa ń lò lórí àtàgbà MTN. Ìkéde yìí ṣe pàtàkì ká má bàa já yín kúrò lórí àtàgbà ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe ìsopọ̀ gbogbo àwọn ìlà yín kó tó di ọjọ́ kẹsàn-án oṣù kejì ọdún 2021.
Bàbá pẹ̀lú àtẹ̀bí rẹ̀ rí lọ́sẹ̀ tó kọjá. Bàbá pẹ̀lú àtẹ̀bí rẹ̀ rí lọ́sẹ̀ yìí. Ṣùgbọ́n kí ló wá jẹ́ kí nǹkan ó yàtọ̀ fún wọn o? Ẹsẹ̀ rí bàbá pẹ̀lú gbọ́ pé GoTV máa ṣe dín owó wọn kù láti $4,400 sí $7,300 kan ní báyìí. Pẹ̀lú ọ̀pọ̀ eré ìdárayá, eré oníṣe ilẹ̀ wa, tẹlinùfẹ́là àti erémọdé, inú bàbá pẹ̀lú àtẹ̀bí rẹ̀ kàn dùn ní ṣáá. Nítorí náà, ìwọ náà dàbí bàbá pẹ̀lú jẹ́ kí ọ̀pọ̀ rẹ̀ sún sí GoTV Max fún $17,000 kí o bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní jẹ̀gbádùn eré ìdárayá lẹ́rẹ̀bẹ̀ntẹ́ lẹ́dínwó máa gọra ẹ nítorí ìwọ̀nba àsìkò láǹfààní rẹ̀ á fi wá o. Ìlànà àti àdéhùn àṣà o. GoTV nífẹ̀ẹ́ rẹ̀.
Guy, I'm in front of your house.
What is this I'm looking at?
How fun.
Last, now you this changer at the pillow. Wait, wasn't it 2 days ago that you bashed your car? And now you're driving another one?
Oh boy, now blessings on blessings on blessings.
Hey, you just upgraded like that.
Guy, I beg be quiet. Is that how people buy cars? It's the car my insurance company, AXA Mansard, gave me while my car is getting fixed.
It's a lie. AXA Mansard gave you makeshift car.
Yeah.
The same company that took your car to Better Auto Shop all within 24 hours? Guy, why you no show me the way? Before my insurance company make me pack car for 3 months, they jump bus round Lagos.
AXA Mansard Moto Insurance is the one-time insurance feels like an upgrade and leaves you wanting to say thank you for what you truly deserve. Visit www.axamansard.com or call 0700 AXA Mansard today. AXA Mansard.
Oh yeah, sharp, give your family the extra jara, oh, jara, golden mon jara, oh, jara, oh, jara, jara, oh, jara, oh.
Start the new year with extra love, joy, laughter, and energy to take on every day with the new Golden Mon Jara pack with extra 100 gram free for you and your loved ones. The new Golden Mon 900 gram with extra 100 gram. Make every day amazing.
Mọ ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní àyíká rẹ nípasẹ̀ ìròyìn BBC ní Yorùbá. Nítorí kí o tó lè tayọ, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n. Ní ìmísí pẹ̀lú àwọn oríṣiríṣi ìròyìn láti ibi àti káàkiri àgbáyé. Nígbà tí o bá ní ìmọ̀ nípa ohun tó ń lọ ní àgbáyé, o lè ṣe ohunkóhun. Mọ ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní àyíká rẹ. Wá BBC News Yorùbá kàn.
Thank you very much for being there with us. We have to round off right now. I was hoping that we will be able to deal with the issue of amnesty for criminals, but let's keep that. You know,
you just have to mention it.
I have to. I really have to.
Bandits.
Don't say for criminals. Just
bandits.
They're not just
insurgents.
Insurgents.
Which word are you going to use? You said
terrorists.
Insurgents.
Actually,
you said bandits.
Bandits.
I said
bandits.
criminals.
We're talking about terrorists, actually.
Why didn't you whitewash this thing? Why?
We're not whitewashing. We're actually calling it. We're calling the spade his name.
Which is even
but they are terrorists.
They're bandits.
Because if you look at the dictionary meaning of what terrorism is, I think it's just we can call it a synonym.
Going by the dictionary, we can say it's by Nigerian definition, they are bandits. Because they meet with governors. I
think they have a voice and they have a front.
The picture of Gumi and these bandits, what does it evoke for you?
Haven't you seen the picture of Aminu Bello Masari with the governor of Katsina?
Yes, now.
who is actually a state governor with bandits.
Bandits?
AK-47.
Yes. He doesn't feel threatened.
The
by
governor
them.
of Zamfara State, Bello Matawale, with bandits.
And
he's even a specialist in negotiating with bandits.
Lai Mohammed said it's
are they not
unfair.
superior citizens?
Lai Mohammed said it's unfair to criticize the governor of Zamfara for granting amnesty to bandits who once terrorized that northwest state.
Okay. See, for me, it just doesn't make any sense. Because when you sit down, negotiate, and compensate criminals, terrorists, bandits, what message are you sending to the nation?
I think it's a very clear message.
And
usually.
to people who have similar tendencies.
I think it's a clear message.
That terrorize enough people so that you can get government recognition.
And they're not making it profitable for those of us who are, patriotic citizens of this country.
As they will say,
I understand the idea that, all over the world, there are backdoor means of solving security matters, but here it's no longer backdoor.
We do front door.
It's now front line.
Ours is front door. That's the policy in Nigeria. From the look of things, it may not be documented, but that seems to have become
it would demoralize the troops.
It would demoralize the law enforcement
because these are people who they don't just kill civilians.
They kill the military.
They kill the military guys.
These guys, yes. All right, gentlemen, this is something we're going to discuss maybe hopefully next week. We should put it on the table and look at the pros and cons of it. He was a Nigerian journalist. Became a governor of Lagos State in Nigeria from 1979 to 1983. That's a man whose estate is still in Lagos State. Lateef Kayode Jakonde. He was born in the Petedo area of Lagos Island, Lagos State, on 29 July 1929. And today, he did the cutting call. Lateef Jakonde is no more. Gentlemen, he was a journalist like all of us here. So, what do you say about Jakonde, Tunde Okoya?
I think if you want to talk about exceptional leadership, servant leadership, and you want to talk about the hallmark, of leading by example, I think you can say all of that about Chief Lateef Jakonde. The thing is, please, he was governor of 40 years ago, and his name still rings a bell because of all the legacies he had to put behind. In fact, had it been that probably he was able to run through the course of his tenure as he should have, maybe we would have had even a totally different story to say. Now, I could recall once when he was being interviewed, and there was the people around him that were also mentioning the fact that his house where he resided as the governor of Lagos State, the windows were so large that people walking on the streets would see him in his living room. The windows were that large and the fence was so low that they could see him in his living room, and his children attended public schools.
Those were times when in your class you will see the son of a minister.
Yes.
In your primary school classroom, in your secondary school, you go to the same school with a permanent secretary's daughter or son, or a governor's daughter.
His legacy of the light rail project is still undone.
It was truncated by the regime of General Muhammadu Buhari.
The same General Muhammadu Buhari.
Yes, he was going to give Lagos
retired, I must
Metro.
say.
Actually, he served well. He was great Aoist, in his time. Of course, some will look back and criticize him for, working under the military regime of late Sani Abacha as works minister. But put all of that aside, he governed, Lagos to the best of his ability, and he will be remembered fondly as Baba Kekere. May so rest in peace.
Michael.
91.
Yeah, Michael. 91.
My memory of LKJ was, the late 90s. My department, we, wanted to, as an association of the journalists on campus, we wanted him to be our grand patron. So we visited him in Lagos. Very modest house, and he spoke to us as, an elder would do, speak to young people coming up, and he was telling us about journalism in his days. It was pleasant to speak with him those days. We'll miss him.
We'll miss him. Sanwo-Olu said, Jakande's record of service as a journalist of repute and the leader of remarkable achievements as governor of Lagos State will remain indelible for generations to come.
Absolutely so.
We'll leave it here and say, what legacy are you also living? As you serve, and those who are serving right now, as we serve too, what legacy are we living? Thank you, Michael Olatunbosun, for being here.
Anytime.
Tunde Okoya, thank you so much.
It's a pleasure, always.
Olawuwo, much appreciation to you.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate everyone who's been part of this conversation today. Splash Rendezvous will be back on Thursday next week. Nigeria will be great again. I'm Oluwaseun. Akinola. Bye.
From the top of the Fisher Building.
This is